You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings.
Why are you listening to this show?
The podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
Greg, what happens is that you laugh.
I was in under the gun. Yeah. I finished what I said before he said
Greg,
one.
But
and
then
you know what?
Gotcha.
Re-roll the tape.
The segment started with you laughing at yourself because you were talking before the microphones were turned on, and I was trying to get you to stop because one day you're going to get us all fired.
Okay.
Because you never know what's going on around you. You never know when the mics are on or when they're not on, and so you were laughing at yourself, the fact that you were going to talk right through the beginning of the segment with something that you didn't know was on air. What are you laughing about?
Well, because you're worried about him doing something that would get you fired. You missed the day you were out where Greg started a sentence with, speaking of the N-word, and then continued the thought.
I don't know how to respond to that. I didn't say the N-word.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
You just said N-word, yeah.
Let's
in a disparaging manner.
No.
Yeah,
You were disparaging the word.
The word.
Right,
Yes.
that's what I mean.
All right, let's stop. Okay.
Thanks, Billy.
Because I
Good
don't.
idea.
Yeah, really.
I mean,
thank you, Billy.
That's
For the first time I say thank you, Billy,
Billy's
and I
got,
don't mean
Billy's
it.
got 2 kids on the payroll now. He better be careful with some of those grenades.
I'm just saying there's, he's done worse things, and you know it.
There was nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, one of the things that Chris Cody was saying during the break accurately, and if you want to hear Chris Cody perpetually bury his father in the audience, always take his father's side and say that Chris Cody is being mean to his father. The Greg Cody Show featuring Greg Cody is the name of his podcast. And Chris is very hard on his father.
They call me Chris Le Batard on that show.
But during the break, just if in the event that this was not expressed or thought by anyone in the audience when Greg Cody kept talking about Jonathan Taylor, Chris Cody was burying his father, just saying, you're saying the very most obvious thing, that the Dolphins should get the best running back in the league, possibly, for their terms and only their terms. Everyone in the audience would agree with that. There's no disagreement. Not even Skip Bayless could find a way to debate that. No one would disagree with that.
I disagree with you saying no one would disagree. The Dolphins right now are in a position of power to play that card, to say, we want you for this price. If you don't want us at that price,
They played
elsewhere.
that game with Dalvin Cook and then lost him to the Jets.
And that's fine.
This is better than
Dalvin Cook. That's why I'm advocating they get him for the right price. If
the right price.
Look at the average person. Here's the thing everyone would agree on. Get Jonathan Taylor at all cost. That's not what I'm saying.
No, not everyone would agree with that.
Okay, yeah, most people would, because most people aren't considering, well, they got to re-sign Christian Wilkins. They can't overpay for this guy. Sign him to a 1 or 2 year lucrative contract.
Greg, he's going through all this because he doesn't agree. The player, the running back,
Chris,
doesn't
you're
agree.
disgusted with your father right now.
I'm just annoyed. I just feel like...
Listen to me. He part of the reason he wants out of Indy is because Indy has become a shit team whose offensive line has gone from one of the best in the league to one of the worst in 3 years. Mm-hmm. He used to be running behind Philadelphia's offensive line in Indy. He isn't anymore. He's on a terrible team with a 6.5 over-under. He can come to the Dolphins and be on a competitive team, and that's a big reason why he wants out of Indy. Now, if he's got a better offer than Miami, go ahead and take it, because you know what? Miami would benefit from him, but they don't desperately need him.
He just wants money. Speaking of annoying and being annoyed, I believe, in his passive-aggressive way, that Billy is trying to sabotage and self-destruct his career because of how frustrated he is, specifically this week with his teams. He says the Marlins are done.
No, No. I said they may be done, but I'm not sure about it yet.
All right. You're entitled.
I'm not ready to commit to them being done yet. There was an off day yesterday, Dan, so I couldn't do any scouting yesterday to tell you if they were done for sure. But they do have a rough stretch coming up. So things.
Well, it's not just a rough stretch. It's the only hope that you have is that everybody that's not Atlanta and the Dodgers is the same in that league.
It's possible. I mean, the Rangers lost like 9 straight or something, so teams go through rough patches. They can get right back into it. They do have to jump a couple teams now, but they have a rough patch coming up, Dan, where you have the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Brewers, the Braves. Then they have the Brewers again later, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough road to hoe, as they say.
They are indeed done, and Washington finished them because you can't be playing at home and eke out one victory against the Nationals.
Well, I mean, if their closers could close a GD game, then things would be totally different.
It's not a road to hoe. It's a row to hoe.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
it's a fine.
Whatever.
I love the GD reference. My dad used to say that. Wild Bill Cody.
Oh, yeah?
Instead of saying what GD stands for, he would say GD, and I always thought that was funny. I didn't know that was a thing that others said. I thought my dad invented that.
Well, that's
GED.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, you know.
no
there
one
could
else
be
ever
children.
said it?
Right. I thought my dad, I'm thinking to myself, that's pretty cool. Dad doesn't want to say, so he's saying GD.
Well, this Robertson's been a disaster, okay? I'm just going to say
Three
what it
blown
is.
saves.
Yeah, it's been bad.
He's been a disaster so far. And you know what? I don't think he wants to be here. I think that's part of what's going on here. I don't think he wants to be here. I was talking to some insiders sitting on the same table as me, and they were saying he doesn't want to be here.
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a
Insiders,
minute.
oh,
What
wow.
does that mean? Insiders. You are now angling for the baseball, Craig Mish, turf, Andy Slater. What do you got? You got sources?
No, I was just saying, I was talking to some people, and they think that he doesn't want to be here. And you know what? He's pitching like it. Pitching like he doesn't want to be here. I don't think he wanted to get traded. He came down here, didn't want to move his family or whatever, and now he's, now he's half checked out.
Every contender would have traded for him just about.
I wish they would have before us, honestly, because every other trade seems to be working except this one closer trade, which has been making this team fall apart.
Who were these insiders that you were talking to?
I can't say. I'm a
but like, where
professional
was it? Was it at the buffet in the area behind home plate?
It was
where
Jeremy.
were you?
I was right
wow.
here. It was after the show the other
Quick to
day.
give up your sources, man.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to tell you, but you're twisting my arm behind my back here. What am I supposed to do?
It wasn't necessarily that David Robertson didn't want to be traded here. It's just if you listen to everything he said to the media about what it's like to relocate his family at the trade deadline, tell that's somebody who probably didn't want to be traded for by anybody.
And he has been bad and has felt Heath Bellish.
Well, and also, by the way, like every time they talk to him about like, hey, what happened? He's like, I don't know. I did my pitches, just didn't work out. It's like, no, show some remorse. You blew the game. You cost us the season, buddy.
Should be like, I'm so sorry. to the
Exactly
fans.
right. Yes, cry. Exactly right. Cry after you blow the game.
Care.
After you throw away the season, yeah, cry. That's what I want. Tears. That's what I want.
Put it on the poll, Juju, at the Lebitard show. Should David Robertson sob openly at his locker during interviews?
100% yes.
After
It's going to be our
blowing
first 100 to nothing. I'm telling you. Exactly right.
You got to sell it. You have to sell it.
Exactly
Yeah,
right.
You know what? We don't need sobbing. What we do need is a quivering lip. You have to master the quivering lip to convey remorse without actually having to say it.
Go for it.
We should give him a lesson in that.
Yeah,
Can
look
you
right
do
at the
it?
camera
Why
in
don't
front of you
you
there,
do it?
Greg,
Go
and
ahead.
show people how to
Go
do
ahead.
it.
This is a
right over
television
Stugotz'
show.
shoulder.
Blown a save,
It's
Greg.
being broadcast right now on YouTube. We're going to get our quick-moving video crew. We'll get the camera right
go.
on him. Hold on. Let's all back off and just can we? Yeah. Go.
I don't know why the Marlins traded for me anyway. I'm 36.
Oh, he's 38.
He's 38. I mean, I'm 38.
Nailed it.
Excellent work.
38.
And you're crying. You're not
That guy's
quivering.
my age. Why are they trading for a 38-year-old guy who can't get anybody out? They benched the other guy too quick. The guy with the weird name. What
Puck?
was he?
Puck?
Yes.
Well, he was having a.
Holy Puck.
They got him because of Puck.
I know, but give the guy a break. He blows 2 saves and they trade him for a 40-year-old man? Come on.
Put it on the poll, Juju. Does Puck have a weird name? That's such good analysis from our veteran reporter here on the guy with the weird name. Yeah, that's the kind of Marlins analysis you've come to expect here from Miami Herald columnist Greg Cody.
Damn right. Yeah, they're done. I hate to say it.
Well, it's too early to say. We don't know.
2.5
for sure.
hours.
Got a month left, man.
Well,
Okay.
You say.
Look, they start off the second half with an 8-game losing streak. Then they go in a 2-8 skid. Arias is supposed to hit 400. He's hitting 350. The Marlins are finally supposed to make the playoffs for the third time ever in a full season, and now they're tail spinning. It's just, the Marlins are being the Marlins again.
They should have traded for Verlander for nothing.
Exactly. Well put.
Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Take on that salary? Why not?
And
Go for it.
Hey, Sandy, come on now.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing?
Careful.
Start pitching.
He's their best pitcher. And is his ERA below 4 yet? Probably not.
No, it's been 4 all season.
Yeah.
When he has a temper tantrum, don't do it with your pitching hand also. Because I like when you're upset and you're kind of slamming things to the dugout, you're frustrated. Didn't love the run support thing where you're taking on your teammates, but also that's 100% true. But also, if you're going to punch a bench, try not to do it with your pitching hand if you can.
Players of that stature should have a surrogate to punch a bench for them.
Yes. Designated punchers.
Right.
Yes.
Putting them on staff, you think?
Yeah. Like an assistant, a PA. Who would be angry for you?
Like Puck. Yeah.
Not.
Damn it!
What do you mean, like Puck?
He's not any good. They don't need him anymore.
Exactly.
Punch a cooler.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or have the assistant to the assistant general manager be the guy who's like throwing temper tantrums in the dugout in representation of Sandy Alcantara. Right?
Garrett Hampson can punch things, right? Like, have him
for
punch.
sure.
All he needs to do is run. Have Garrett Hampson just punch things on behalf of everyone. If he breaks a hand, it doesn't matter.
And he could
All
wear
he's
that
gonna
little
do is-
thing on his hand to slide into second base anyway, so we're fine.
The oven mitt, yeah.
Or the bullpen catcher.
There you go.
There's a million guys on the roster.
Well, the
who could
bullpen
do
catcher
that.
actually needs his hands to catch for the.
It's like the only thing he
Then
needs.
who's going to catch the
You
bullpen?
find another.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
A dime a dozen.
He's got a big glove on his hand.
Marlins had the rare back-to-back bench punching days for starters with Braxton Garrett the next day after Sandy. So that's about how things are going.
Hey, Braxton, be a little better if you're going to punch something.
Okay.
I feel like you have to be a certain level to punch something, though. He's been good. Braxton Garrett, you're Braxton Garrett.
I mean, he's their number 2 starter.
Yeah, but he's Braxton
pretty good
Garrett.
this year.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Do the Marlins lead the league in punching their own bench?
Well, last week they definitely did, yeah. Big week for bench punching last week.
Why'd you take out Garrett?
I'm just saying, I feel like you have to reach a certain level. Like Sandy Alcantara, he can punch a bench, and I'm like, he's our ace. Like, if like the number 3, I mean, you call him number 2. He's not our number 2.
But he's having a career year where Sandy's having the quote-unquote
The
off
off
year
year,
in
yeah.
comparison. So if you're having a career year, do you have the ability to punch the bench even if you're not as good as the guy who's having the off year?
Nope.
I know you like Luzardo throws harder, but hasn't Garrett been better this year? Luzardo had those 8 games in a row where his season went to shit.
Yeah, Luzardo was arguably more dominant when he was good, but Garrett's been more consistent this year. Luzardo had a stretch that was, bench punch worthy.
But I think Chris is saying win some hardware, do something,
The
win a
gap.
Cy Young, and then you can punch.
Not
things.
even a Cy
That's
Young,
all.
but just establish yourself as other people on other teams need to know who you are if you're going to punch shit.
Well, and then Yuri righted the ship until that damn Robertson came in and started doing the things that he's been doing since he didn't want to be here. That guy.
Greg, all your thoughts?
Hey, it's Mike. What are you looking most forward to this football season? Is it your fantasy draft party? Is it tailgating? Or just meeting up with friends at your local bar to catch the game? Well, what I'm looking forward to is all of the above. With a Miller Lite in my hand at just 96 calories a can, Miller Lite is the only light beer you'll want to celebrate with all season long. It's the only beer with a taste worthy of our national obsession, because what's the point of having a beer if it doesn't taste like, beer? It's only got 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12-ounce serving with a smooth taste and a crisp, clean finish. You'll get the taste that you crave without the calories. So this season, crack open a light beer that hits your taste buds so hard you can feel it in your heart and feel football in your soul. Make it Miller time all season long. Get Miller Lite delivered right to your door. Visit MillerLite.com/Dan, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Don Le Batard.
Ron, I can't walk around my house naked because I fear that the cat would be traumatized.
Stugotz.
Like if your cat or dog suddenly saw you nude walking around your house, how would they react to that? What would they think?
Probably wondering why I don't have spines at the end of my penis. Yeah, like a cat. This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Because Billy is hell-bent on perpetual anarchy and self-destructing his career in all of Meadowlark Media. Because He says before the show the Marlins are done, and then when I ask him if the Marlins are done on the show, he says he's not sure they're done.
Not publicly.
I'm not going to allow him to talk about something he's been talking about privately for 2 days, which is his general frustration with FIU's football play this weekend.
Oh, no, I wasn't frustrated. Not publicly. Right. I was proud, if anything.
Well,
proud
you're
Panther.
not going to talk about it. You're not going to talk about it.
By the way, now that we're here, Dan, I have a question for you. I was invited to be part of FIU's broadcast team for the season. Are you cool with that?
Wow. That'd be great.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm going to send you an email and then just confirm yes, so I have it in writing.
Yes. I don't understand what you just did, though.
I just need to get your permission officially. Yeah,
right.
So I can't be held against.
Are you
going to
be like?
Court of law
Are you going to be like the Kornheiser of the booth, brought in to like make it zany?
Yeah. I don't. Look, I was approached about it. I'm like, I need to ask, the right people. I can't just commit to it.
That's awesome.
And then I was waiting around to get the yes, and then it was just kind of announced anyway. So I was like, okay, well, let me just double.
So it was announced as a yes, and now you're asking me whether you can do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's, things got caught up. Sometimes that's what happens,
Last week, you told me it was a yes.
No, last week I told you can't say anything because I still need to get a yes on this. Yeah,
right.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But it's not, okay. It's for a couple games because they were kind of waiting for me, and I was like, I need to get a yes before I can just say yes. And then I was finally like, yeah, you know what? We'll figure it out once we get there.
Wow, you should get Dan involved in that. He would love to.
Yeah, you want to do it, Dan?
They told FIU booth.
They told me that I could do any road game I wanted. If you're in the mood to travel to do a game, come with. No. I'm doing Wednesday games.
Oh wow,
all the better.
Yeah,
all the better.
I know you touched on this.
Got a couple Wednesday games,
Billy. I know that you touched on this already being announced, but it has been announced. I'm looking at a website that says you're joining them for a couple of games.
Yeah, it's true.
But now he has permission. I mean,
when is Dan's first game? You got that scheduled?
What are you doing October 11th, Dan? Vice night. You want to come in the booth for a play or two, a couple series maybe?
I would have loved to have heard you today on the show or in the booth discussing FIU's horrid quarterback play against La Tech. But it's too bad we're not going to get to it today.
4 yards, and they had the lead with a minute left. I mean, that would have been an all-time win, right? Quarterback, Greg, I don't know if you're aware of this. Quarterback Grayson James had 5 completions for 4 yards for the entire game, and they had a lead with a minute left in the game.
0.8 per.
0.3,
had a pick, too.
Whatever. Yeah.
Greg Cody of the Miami Herald is in with us, and something just happened during the break that I found personally appalling and insulting. And I don't know how Billy or Mike will feel about this, but I assume that Tony would be wounded by it too. But I don't know how much lack of knowledge there is in this room and that room from the Americans on what it is Greg Cody was just eating that he thought was delicious, but somehow living in South Florida for 45 years, he doesn't know the name of. It is flaky, it's got guava in it, and
excellent.
He did not know what the word was. And I think Mike just mouthed it out loud in the other room, so Chris and Roy might have heard him.
A croqueta.
No, that wasn't.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Croqueta. It did come out the way I wanted it to the first time. I'm not certain it did the second time either.
Actually,
a croqueta.
The second time was worse.
Croqueta.
Wrong on 2 counts. You added a syllable the first time.
Whatever. That's what I do. It was a weird one, yeah. First one was tough.
You began
Croqueta.
tap dancing during the middle of it.
I can't roll the R's, Dan.
Okay, that is not what I was talking about. Let's do this. I just want to see how much ignorance there is in the room from people who are lifelong South Floridians. Greg, what is a croqueta?
Well said. Nailed it.
I don't like croquetas.
But what are they? Just explain to the audience what they are, because you've lived here. It's one of the best appetizers that Cubans have.
Yeah, I just don't care for it. It looks a little bit like, for me, it looks a little bit like an egg roll, but it's got like mealy ham paste in it.
Okay, it's a potato. It's a fried potato with in the middle of it. It has some ham.
Right.
Wait, what? You think croqueta is a potato?
It's definitely not.
It's not a potato.
What is it?
It's just a ham casing.
Right.
It's just fried.
It's like breaded. Yeah.
It's breaded.
What is the bread?
Fried.
The breading is potato-ish
No, it's
around the
like
around the
panko.
ham.
It's like panko.
Yeah, panko. Yeah.
Greg had it right. You're
You might be
welcome.
thinking of papa rellena.
Yeah.
No, that
That's a
is no,
potato.
but that is also a potato that has meat in it. It's just a different shape.
Right.
Well,
also with panko on
croquetas
the
can be a
outside.
series of meats too. I mean, the ham is a very popular one, but you also have chicken. After Thanksgiving every year, my grandmother would make some with the leftover turkey, and then the family would have to go line up for their rations of the turkey croquetas that were handmade. I had to do it one year. What a mess that is. Making the croquetas. By the way, if you're gonna make the other thing, can I say the word? If you're
No,
gonna make the other
I want to
thing-
know if Chris and Roy know the word. If they know what the flaky,
Look at me, Dan. I know what it's called.
The flaky wava is. Greg, I told you the word. Do you know the word
Yeah,
now?
I do, of course.
Stugotz, do you know the word? It is,
Nope.
It is. You don't know what a flaky wava? It's a pastry.
Pastelito.
Triangular. That's correct.
That's not
Ooh.
correct.
Wow, those look good. I could eat them right now. Reach right through the TV screen and eat one.
Pingu?
What happened to you
No,
yesterday on
that's
that
no.
in the Suey? No, I want to go back to that for a second because I have my regrets in not getting back to that yesterday during the Sueys. We have more Sueys for you. Let's tell the people what happened because that's not going to win a Suey award. You confused as we talked to the Cy Young winner. And very pathetically, lamely, and lacking a great deal of confidence, called him, instead of a caballo, a pingu with a question mark. Explain to me what happened. Yes, Mike, you don't remember this?
What?
That's
He
right.
loved it.
I think
He
you were here
loved
for it. It was
Yeah.
You
the
were, no,
refrain.
Mike, no. We talked to Sandy via Zoom, and I'm not sure Mike was on
No,
it.
I wasn't. I'd remember us calling him
That
a
is
pingu.
true.
He
I was
loved
in that
it.
chair, actually. Yeah.
But I want to know what you were doing because I thought that was underrated as something that should have gotten more votes on the Sueys yesterday. You, in the middle of that, throwing in a confused word that had a question mark on it. Billy, do you want to translate? Do you want to help Chris
Nah,
here?
Chris knows what
you
it
were
is.
there.
Yeah, Chris knows what it is.
The mean without a penis?
No,
that's-
quite the opposite.
That's de pingao.
Yeah.
That's right. That is without a penis, which is different from what you were trying to say, which you said you were just saying that Sandy is that he is a giant penis. But you did it with no confidence whatsoever.
Sorry about that. I was just being, Billy and Tony were like telling me what to say.
I bet they were.
I had no idea what I was saying. No. I hated that clip yesterday.
What are the Sueys that we have today on deck? I know that one of them, and I was shocked to hear this, is the Back in My Day Suey, because I didn't realize that Greg Cody had done enough to have his own category.
These are all the ones he's done the past year.
That's right.
And
They're in. I don't believe it.
He does it every Tuesday, Dan, unless it's a quality control week.
Yep.
Do you have one today?
Or especially no, because I didn't want to compete with the Sueys.
Yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
I mean, yesterday I debuted a brand new song about the Sueys.
It wasn't brand new.
Well, that kind of thing. I heard it yesterday for the first time in 5 years. It was like brand new. And I'm the announcer. I'm like the face of the voice of the Sueys.
Thank you for that, by the way.
How many things is he expected to do, Dan?
Exactly. Thank you. It's in the contract I don't have that on Suey Week I don't produce a Back in My Day.
Right.
It's like releasing an
Don't wanna
Oscar.
overdo it.
It's like
Right,
releasing a Best Picture on Oscar night. No one would ever.
Right. Again, Billy really gets it. He gets the show, he gets me, that kind of thing.
You've done that kind of thing about 9 times already. We've only done 5 or 6 segments
Right.
of
And
show.
you know it. I mean, it is that kind of thing. I mean, I
Can
tell
you
it
do
like
an
it is.
entire show with those two lines?
I think
tell it like it is.
that's how it's going to end. The mailing it in end of the retirement, Chris, go get me this, is just going to be him coming out and hitting the 1 or 2 notes of that kind of thing, and you know it, and then just giving us finger guns and leaving.
Baby.
You should listen to the Greg Cody Show podcast because that's all we do for 55 minutes a week is just say catchphrases. We even make songs about them. And you know it is a song, for crying out loud. That's great. Hopefully that's a Suey nominee for best song. And you know it, baby, and you know it.
That's Morning Man.
I know. Oh, wow. Talk about a song that needs to win a Suey. Oh, Morning Man, with an apostrophe, not a G. Please, respect the song title. Morning Man. And you know it, baby, and you know it. And you know it, baby, and you know it. And you know it, baby, and you know it. and you know it, baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it.
Yes. Let's see if we can do it all together. Let's do it again. Mix and match it.
And you know it, baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. And you know it, baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. And you know it, baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. And you know it, baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. And you know it, baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. And you know it, baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. Baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. And you know it, baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. Baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. Baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. Baby, and you know it. Say what? Yeah, that is it. Baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it. Baby, and you know it. Yeah, that is it.
Who needs me?
Well said. Well said. That's my boy.
What's the other Suey?
That's my boy today.
That's what he said, yeah.
Worst mistake is the second category.
Yeah. Although in setting that up, I believe we have a Suey nominee for musical performance for next year. So file that one down.
How do you feel about the mistakes, Chris, having gone through all of this? That's usually our most loaded category, and I'm guessing, given the year that I've had, that I have a monster chance to win this particular category.
You're definitely in there. I would say you're the leader in the clubhouse if we were putting odds on the different nominees, but everyone's in there. I wouldn't say it's all you. We've had years where it was more focused on you. We've added a lot of people made mistakes, but yours is the one that brings it home at the end. I don't know if you remember which one. People will get to it, but I don't want to ruin it. But
how do you feel about it? Will I immediately wince the way that I did yesterday with Vince Wilfork?
It's worse than that.
Is it really?
Wow.
It's really?
I didn't think that was possible.
Holy
Really?
shit, are you kidding me?
Also, write down Dan thinking a croqueta was a fried potato.
Yeah.
For a mistake next year.
Correcting me and doing
I still don't know what the other thing is that you guys are talking about.
breadcrumbs,
It's
Dan.
breadcrumbs.
It's
Egg
like
and
panko
red
seasoning.
panko.
That's how you fry things. Like you put them in a batter.
That word you're using, I've never heard that word
Breadcrumbs?
before. No, panko.
Panko, that's what breadcrumbs
He's
are.
heard of bread.
He probably thinks French fries are
Japanese
potato.
version,
They're Japanese breadcrumbs. They're slightly larger than traditional Italian breadcrumbs.
This is a new and an improved Dan Le Batard show with the Stugotz. Gamble on by DraftKings.
20th Century Studios presents Vacation Friends 2, now streaming only on Hulu.
Look at us, all together again. We just wanted to give you guys a real honeymoon.
Shots! Shots! Shots!
Now streaming.
He was just released from jail.
Where can I get a drink around here? Back on vacation.
This place is nice. It's drug lord nice.
I'm sorry, drug lord nice?
With more baggage.
Ever since he showed up, he turned this relaxing vacation into total chaos. Who does that?
Vacation Friends 2, rated R, now streaming only on Hulu.
Dan Le Batard.
Who I'm thinking of is Lorne Green. We all remember Lorne Green.
Who could forget?
Bonanza.
Lorne Dorn.
Am I right? There's a cookie named Lorna Doone or something like that.
It's my favorite cookie. It's
Is
number
it?
one on my top 5 cookie list, yes. Yeah.
You and nobody else. But Lorne Green played the head cowboy in Bonanza. Thank you.
You're so old.
Thank you. Yeah. The stumbling on his word there, the precise manner of it was as old as you've ever sounded.
Stugotz.
Also, why did you say thank you at the end of that?
Well, because I'm enlightening people. People out there are nodding like bobbleheads going, yeah, Lorne Green, Bonanza. I
You
remember
should say
that.
you're welcome then.
Well, I mean, Bonanza and Gunsmoke were like big rivals on TV. It was must-see TV. We'd watch them at 1440 on a black and white Magnavox every week.
Yeah,
On their time, not mine.
My grandma used to watch those shows every day, Greg.
Damn right.
She would have been 90 this year.
Hello. Good for her. She had good taste in TV. Lorne Green.
This is the Dan Le Batard show with the Stugotz.
Let's not tease it anymore then. Let's just go and get to the Suey that has what Chris Cody is alleging is a worse mistake than me asking Vince Wilfork about love and him telling me that he has a new wife and it is not the love that I remember. So let's see if there's a worse mistake in here. Thank you, Chris. Be careful with those impersonations. His accent is on the line, so you're okay there. I would prefer you not do that, but I did it yesterday.
Yeah, so would I. I would prefer you not do that.
And my excuse was it's the country accent.
And now the Suey nominees for worst mistake. Dan Le Batard calls the kitchen the eating area.
Do you realize that for 30 minutes, now we might not have been doing good show, but we were doing show for about 30 minutes, and then you just decided to tell the story as if we were in the eating area.
Mm-hmm.
So many refer to it as a kitchen.
Right.
Eating area.
Commissary.
Who calls it an eating area?
Nobody. Right.
An eating area. What's the bedroom? The sleeping area? Let's hang on. I got to go to the urinating area. I'll be right back. Eating area. What were you saying? Chris Cody screws up the Panthers chant while trying to mock Dan Marino.
There is no way he rehearsed it because he was terrible.
Whoa.
Dude, there is a pace,
man.
Roy. Back me up. There's a pace to this thing. I'll do it right now. We're going to do it. I'm going to do the beat, and you guys say, let's go Panthers. This is the way
But it's got to be aggressive and loud. His was a little meek.
That's against my religion.
It was a little meek.
This is the way it's supposed to go. Wait.
No. He's gotta go. You gotta go.
Really?
Is wait part of it? Wait, I get here. Take two. Let's restart. 5, 4.
This is why he practiced. He shouldn't do it.
2, 1. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. You ready for how Dan did it? This is Dan Marino. No. Let's go. It was like, I gotta do 3.
Christ almighty, Chris.
The whole crowd was going so slow. You could hear the groans in the crowd of like, no, this is supposed to be double that speed.
Yeah. You can hear the groans in the crowd right now, too.
I'm sorry. I know I did not do that well.
Dan Le Batard's vulnerable fraud chicken.
This is largely performative, but we need to establish at least some reasonable doubt. Yes, exactly.
I'm so done. Please stories and Stugotz to top everyone with a please story where he pays more than you do.
I always like leaving Dan on time because he's so vulnerable. I just unfairly fade down the chickens to just leave him by himself.
Billy Gill calls Doug Peterson Doug Marone.
Hey, Coach Marone, we're currently talking about Mike Golick's wife forging his signature
Coach
on
Marone.
things.
Don't say Coach Marone, even though
Coach Peterson.
Coach
sorry.
Marone.
Oh,
What
that's
the
a
hell
fine.
was that? I'm gone. See ya.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
7
coaches ago.
Oh, he just turned the Zoom off, and he should turn the Zoom off on you.
Sorry.
See, this is my
At least he didn't call you Coach Meyer.
This is my fear when I bring on someone, a former teammate, a friend, a guy I know, and I bring him on with trepidation with people like you three because I don't know what the hell you're going to say, and then Billy, you start off like that.
I'm sorry, I can leave.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I'm with you. My name's even on the Doug. I get it, Doug. Okay. Yeah,
It's my fault. I'll just
Don't.
Don't
We're
give him an out, Coach.
No, not an out at all.
Chris Cody calls Mr. Ed the horse. Whoa.
Really?
Of embellishment.
Was that Ed the
That was
horse?
Mr. Ed.
Whoa.
Ed the horse.
Wilmer.
Ed the horse.
Yeah, the famous Ed the horse. That's what everybody called him.
Stugotz doesn't listen to Jessica.
My coworker's daughter goes to Syracuse. I'm a big fan.
My daughter goes to Syracuse.
You're the coworker.
Oh, sorry. Steve Martin.
Chris Cody talks poorly.
I feel like we overuse brooding with Roy, but it's just what it is. It's brooding. He walks in, he brutes.
That's a D. Not
Brooting
a T.
it.
It's brood.
Well, you guys just shut up and we're focused on Roy right now.
TJ Hushmanzada's Ike Turner mistake.
Do you have a corner who spent more time than most talking to you that had a lot to say that you remember off the top of your head?
I would probably say Ike Turner. Why'd I say Ike Turner?
What's
love got to do with it?
It happens. It happens with age. I don't know why it is that. I don't know why Tina Turner's abusive husband was running around in a secondary chasing you.
I can't even think of his last name. What from the Steelers? Ike. What's Ike's last name?
Oh my God! Why am I drawing a blank? And my entire room now is drawing a blank.
Ike Taylor.
Ike Taylor.
See, I knew it was an Ike with a T.
Chris Cody's mistake during the Marlins spring training broadcast.
Bases will be loaded here for Wilson Contreras, former National.
Nope. He was a Cub for life.
Well, at least we have our viral clip.
Chris Whittingham doesn't know about croutons.
Honestly, to me, crouton is like it's a crouton. I don't know. I don't know what the origins of a crouton is. Are they potatoes?
It's bread.
It's bread.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know anything about. I don't know. I know nothing about croutons. They exist.
Did you think it was like?
I didn't know what they were.
But you've eaten a crouton.
Oh, I love croutons.
And you've crunched into a
yeah,
crouton.
no,
and you thought for a second, hey, this might be a potato?
No, because we were talking about potatoes. That's why I thought it might be. I had never questioned the origins of croutons.
Chris Whittingham forgets how to talk.
They're the defending champs.
All right, go sit in the penalty box.
What happened there?
Dan Lebatard messes up the name Jamison Hensley.
And then this from Jamison Hensley.
Dan, can you spell the name of the person who wrote that report? Because we're having a debate back here about what that first name is.
Is it Jamison Hensley? It's Jamison Hensley.
Sounds like Jameson.
Jameson. I think he said James on or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jamison Hensley. Yeah. My bad. Jam is on Hensley.
Dan Lebatard mistakes piña for pinga.
I'm going to give you the refrán first. The refrán is, tú jode más que una piña abajo del brazo.
All right. Go ahead and translate that directly. You bother me more than a dick under the arm?
Una piña, a pineapple.
Oh, una piña.
Hold on. Come on. There's precedent for this.
Anything like that?
There's been a lot of phrases that have pinga in them that I've shared with the people. De pingao. Yeah, exactly. So I've shared all those. So when you said it, they thought it was pinga, but you said piña, which is a pineapple. Yeah.
Pineapple. And that's what my dad used to tell me when I was a young child, and I used to run around knocking shit over. And it's just like it didn't make sense to me. And then I put a pineapple under my raw armpit, and I was like, oh, this is annoying.
Now imagine a dick.
Imagine a penis.
I can imagine a penis being more annoying. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the girth. You know what I'm saying? I have to hold the arm up like this.
That's what I heard.
John Amici doesn't know American sports.
I think opinions are great things to debate. Sport radio is in part about that, right? I like the Marlins. You like the... I'm now at the end of the teams that I know.
Not even the Yankees, huh?
The Yankees. Are they in the same thing?
Yes, they are.
Oh, that's bad, because I thought Marlins were football then. There we go. Okay, good. I'm on a roll now. This is good.
Lewis's microphone is accidentally on in the video room as he attempts to prep a guest for an interview.
Someone's talking.
Yeah, there's an echo.
What's that echo?
What's happening?
Hi, Coach. How you doing? It's Lewis from the Lebatard Show. Can you hear me?
This is just so perfect. This is the incompetence of video. It's always
Lewis, we can hear you.
It is. No, I want everyone to hear this. No, I want everyone to hear. Video's not even working this week, but Lewis is here to foul things up from the shadows of the beyond while preparing to get George Carl for us.
Stugotz mistakes Jake Owen for Aaron Rodgers.
The common thread was Stugotz chumming it up with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. I met my quarterback.
Yeah, as you know. Stugotz didn't talk to Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
Stugotz thought country music superstar Jake Owen was Aaron Rodgers. They had a 20-minute conversation.
Identical twins. I mean, Jesus.
Now the hey start kind of makes a little bit more sense. Credit to Jake Owen.
Yep.
Because he went with it.
Listen, I will never have the relationship with Aaron Rodgers that I have with the guy that I thought was Aaron Rodgers.
So the way that...
I mean, that is the greatest conversation I've ever had with my quarterback. Mike, I've been thinking about this, and I've been thinking, like, just going through the details in the conversation. the many different ways I must have creeped out Jake Owen. And it's kept me up most of the night.
Tony Kaladiud screws up the name Anthony Hardaway.
We got Afrini Hardaway.
Afrini? Who was Afrini Hardaway?
I was trying to read fast. UD was on the team. Luke Jackson, Bobby Jones, The Matrix, Shawn Marion. Zoe, Shaq, Smush Parker, Chris Quinn,
Wait a minute.
D Wade,
Wait a minute.
Jason Williams, Darrell Wright. I mean, stacked roster. Afrini Hardaway.
Dan Le Batard makes an unfortunate mistake while attempting to say stovetop stuffing.
Isn't it stovetop stuffing? By
it's
Stofers?
Stovetop. That's the name of it. Stovetop.
Yeah,
but it's not Stofers.
I
It's
thought it
not
was
Stofers, no.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was Stofers, stovetop.
What?
Wow.
Stuffing.
That would change
We don't need a
everything.
It's much different.
Must be number one. Right, number one.
What are we stuffing?
Number 5, Stugotz. Number 5 on top 5 frozen foods. Just an unfortunate word choice. That's all.
Very good. Loaded. Very good.
Great year.
Hell of a year.
Great
guys.
year.
Yep.
Listen, guys, I think you got this one. Just happy on it. I think you got this one.
Dan had some doozies.
Oh, man, he did.
Yeah, he did.
The eating area.
A dick under an arm instead of a pineapple?
Ed the horse.
What a year.
Wow.
Nothing like mental health anguish to really boost this category.
It's the show. It's just watch the show's descent into total deterioration.
I guess
Well
a lot
said.
of these clips, with the benefit of hindsight, make a lot more sense. Although I don't know what Tony was doing.
James is on Hensley.
That was my favorite.
The best.
James is on. I've never heard that. James is on.